everyone. Welcome back to the Weekend Ball Podcast. My name is Alex Adams, live here in Jakarta, Indonesia, covering Team Canada at the FIBA World Cup. Today, I'm joined by Gustavo Hofman of ESPN, who is covering the Brazilian team here live in Jakarta. Thanks so much, Gustavo, for taking the time and coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Hello, Alex. Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me on the show. Well, it's a pleasure. Let's talk about basketball. Let's talk about Canada, Brazil, and this World Cup here in Jakarta.
Yeah, of course. And people, you might not be able to see this, but Gustavo is wearing a Buffalo Bills t-shirt. So he's part of the Bills Mafia for all those people in Toronto.
With proud.
Yeah, with proud.
Proudly Bills Mafia.
Yeah,
since the 90s.
Since Jim Kelly. That's it. Exactly.
Yeah, Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas, Andrew Reid, Bruce Smith, an unbelievable team with Marvin Levy. And our 4 Super Bowls lost in a row. Yes, I know.
Yeah, it was fun. That was a fun 5 or 4 years for you guys. Gustavo, I just want to ask you, obviously you've been covering this Brazilian team. What have you thought of their tournament so far? They've gone 2-1. They won yesterday against Cote d'Ivoire, and that was pretty close at the end. And then obviously lost to Spain. What are your initial thoughts on how Brazil's done so far at the tournament?
I think that Brazil has till now too many ups and downs. You know, we started the tournament playing very, very well. Brazil, I think that the game against Iran was the best game of Brazil till now. Our coach Gustavo is a Brazilian head coach. Never worked outside Brazil, but he's a very, very, very good coach, a modern coach. He likes to see intensity from his teams on the court. And I think that against Iran, we saw what he wanted. We saw the players running the court, playing very well. And Brazil won the game easily against Iran. The problem was that we lost Raul, as we call him in Brazil, Raulzinho. That's little Raul.
Oh.
And he's our best point guard. He was in a very good shape. He would be very, very important for Brazil. When we lose Raul, I think that Brazil lost a very, very important part of the team. He was the starting point guard, as I told you. He was our best point guard. Of course, that we also have some more point guards. A very young and talented player as Iago, who will play now for Red Star in Serbia, will play the EuroLeague, was the MVP of the German league last year. We also have Marcelinho Huertas, very experienced guy, 40 years old, a legend of the Brazilian basketball, played in the US for the Lakers, not so well, but he had brilliant moments in Europe, especially. In Spain, he's also a legend in the Spanish basketball, very recognized between the Spanish players. The Sergio Scariolo, after the match against Brazil, went to talk to him. But Raulzinho was a fundamental part of this team. So when we lose him, I think that Brazil went to play against Spain not in a good shape. We lost to Spain. We played well till the third quarter, but my impression from this game is that Spain controlled the whole game. Even when Brazil was close in the end of the third quarter, when Léo Mendel hits an incredible three-point shoot, and Brazil is just 5 points behind Spain when the third quarter finishes. My impression was always that Spain was controlling the game, and in the last quarter, they decided the match. They went in an incredible run, won by 18 points. I think that at this game, Brazil had too many turnovers. It was 16 turnovers, and Spain got 22 points from these turnovers, a very high number. Gustavo talked a lot about that, about Brazil's turnovers at this game. And against Ivory Coast, I think that if against Iran it was our up, against Spain was our down, I would say that against Ivory Coast it was our middle, because Brazil didn't have a very good game. We didn't see intensity in the first 2 or 3 quarters. At the end, after the last quarter, Brazil could open a little bit, some good margin, won by 12 points. was important also from this margin of points, but I don't think that Brazil played a very, very good game. Iago was brilliant, 24 points, 12 assists, 4 rebounds, plus 37 at efficiency.
Oh my God.
Bruno Caboclo played some good game also. Bruno Caboclo was our best player in the first 2 games. Iago was our best player in the third games. Tim Soares, our power forward, number 15, we hit 15 3-pointers, hit 15 points, was also very important. But I think that Brazil now against Canada, it's gonna be a surprise for us. We can really compete with Canada, because what we can say, what we can see of Canada playing till now. Against Latvia, I think that it's gonna be a tough match, but let's see what Brazil can do in this phase.
And you mentioned Bruno Caboclo. Just obviously, people in Canada know him very well from his time with the Raptors. I spoke to him, and he talked about how much he enjoyed being in Toronto. Just tell us a little bit about Bruno and where he is right now in his game. He's playing center, which is interesting. That wasn't the case when he was in with the Raptors and in the NBA. And just how good he's been for Brazil, as it seems as though he has been throughout the tournament.
Yeah, because of his skills, I would say that he's a natural small forward or power forward, not a center. But as Brazil, as we don't have too many good centers in Brazil, and he's a very tall guy, in Brazil, he also plays as a center. And also, when we think about the small lineup, so when he can run the court, so Brazil can play with him as a center. But he's a very talented guy. I think that Bruno could have done more in US, in the NBA, actually in Toronto, with Toronto Raptors. Now, last year he played with Iago in the German league. He was German champion. Now he will play for Venezia in the Italian league. But for such talented guy as Bruno Caboclo, I'm sure that he could have been more, and he deserved a better team, at least to play at EuroLeague. Because in Brazil now, he after Raul, he's our best player. With Iago, they form a dynamic duo. They play so well together, They played so well, and now they're playing also so well with the Brazilian team. I think that he was too young when he was drafted by Toronto, and I think that it was a problem for him. He basically he had never played professionally before that. He had no experience with pro basketball, and I think that he had to better a lot in the first years in NBA with Toronto. It was very, very hard for him. Maybe some friendships over the years also didn't help him to treat well his career, but now I think that for him, he must play at the highest level he can in Europe. I'm not sure if he's gonna try NBA again, if he's gonna chance to try it again. But he's a very talented guy and a very good guy also. He's very nice to us on daily. He talking to you, talking to me. He always attends anyone who wants to talk to him after Brazil practice. He's a very, very, very nice guy.
Yeah, no, I mean, he was really, really nice with me and talked about his time with the Raptors and players he knows on Canada, and just his, maybe what went wrong in Toronto, but also how grateful he was. And he after the interview, he kind of said, thanks so much. And he was really, really kind. So I definitely got the same impression that you got, Gustavo, of Bruno. But just Gustavo, how for Brazil, how are they going to challenge Canada in this game? Like, what are some of the things that maybe they can pose a problem to Canada in this game?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna talk to Gustavo, the coach, today after this interview with you. So I'll ask you exactly this question: How are we gonna stop Canada? What's your tactic to stop Canada? Because for me, it's the best team in the tournament till now. Canada and US are the best team, but for me, the best team that is playing now is Canada. What Shea is doing is unbelievable. He's unstoppable. When he when he goes to the paint, he's unstoppable. He's the best player in the tournament. Dillon is playing so well. Kelly is a leader in this team. Dwight Powell, everybody in Canada is playing very, very well. So for Brazil, it's a very, very tough match. I think that Brazil will try to defend very, very hard to try to break the rhythm of Canada. But as I told you, I don't have so many hope. I think that Brazil is a very competitive team. We really can play with any team in this World Cup, but it's the best team. And we saw what Canada made to France. Of course, France is out, but they also lost to a very good team in Latvia. But I think that Brazil will need almost a perfect game. We're gonna need Bruno Caboclo playing a perfect game in the paint. We're gonna need a perfect game from Iago outside the rim. We're gonna need almost a perfect game to beat Canada because they're the favorites. They're the best team. Brazil is very competitive. We have good players. We're gonna need Benito to shoot from the 3 points. Marcelinho Huertas can't miss the ball. That's the perfect game to beat Canada for Brazil for sure.
Yeah, no, and with that, maybe how would you describe the identity of this Brazilian team? Like when they're playing really well, what are they doing well to put a lot of pressure on their opponents?
Intensity, fast breaks. Iago is a key part of this team because he's the guy who runs the court, who runs the fast break, gives intensity for the players, for the team. Bruno Caboclo also, this duo is fundamental for Brazil, Bruno and Iago. We have some very good 3-point shooters as Tim Soares, Vitor Benite, Léo Mendel. So we need to run the court. We need our intensity, the fast breaks, and our 3-point shoots.
Well, thanks so much, Gustavo, for coming on. I just want to give you what's your prediction for this game, and maybe how far do you think Brazil themselves will go?
Man, before the tournament, I said that for Brazil, if Brazil reaches the quarterfinal, it would be already spectacular because we knew our way. We knew our way with Spain, with Canada. We thought that would be France, but it's gonna be Latvia. So it was always a tough way. Always it was a tough way. I hope, I want that Brazil qualifies. I want that Brazil wins, beats Canada, beats Latvia. But I know that Canada is favorite against Brazil. So my prediction is that Brazil is going to lose to Canada and win against Latvia. So won't qualify to the next phase. It would be Canada and Spain qualifying in this group. The two best teams for sure. Spain is also playing very well. It's a very, very, very strong team. They have the brother, Willie and Juancho Hernan Gomez. What Juan Núñez, the point guard, is doing is unbelievable. Also 19 years old only. Juan Núñez was the backup of Iago in the German league.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
He's the backup of Iago. Yeah. And he's playing an amazing tournament. So my prediction, unfortunately, as a journalist, is that Brazil stops here, lose to Canada, beats Latvia. But my hope as a fan of Brazilian basketball is that we win Canada and we will also win Latvia and go to the quarterfinals.
Well, I wish you the best of luck in every game except versus Canada, Gustavo. So hopefully Canada wins for my sake. But after that, I hope you guys beat Latvia and maybe even sneak into the quarters. Even though that's not necessarily good for Canada because of the Olympic spot. But where can we just find your work, Gustavo? Obviously at ESPN. And I know you follow a bit of you're a soccer reporter as well in Madrid. So maybe just tell us a little bit where we can find your work and what you're up to after this World Cup.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. Yeah, well, I live in Madrid. I am an international correspondent for ESPN in Madrid, for ESPN Brazil in Madrid, but also work for ESPN Deportes and ESPN in US. So everybody can find me on the Twitter, now X, at Gustavo Hofman, and also in Instagram, Gustavo Hofman, same thing. And also in TikTok. Sometimes I don't use so much the TikTok, but I'm at almost every social media. So that's Gustavo Hofman everywhere. You can find me in, well, you're gonna find me in Portuguese, all, but
Everywhere.
sometimes I also write in Spanish or English.
Well, it's very impressive that you can speak 3 languages and report in all 3. So, and
Thank
obviously,
you.
really cool that you're here with me and covering Brazil and the FIBA World Cup. So, best of luck, except for tomorrow, and thanks again for doing this, Gustavo.
Thank you.